Hi, I'm Ed Phillips with Business Today.
And I'm Chris Lengyel, and we're here to talk about business solutions and how we can help you grow, scale, and expand.
We're doing something a little bit different today on Business Today. I have with me my co-founder of Business YouTube Video. His name is Chris Lengyel. He's an entrepreneur, he's a veteran, he is pretty much done a lot of stuff over the years. And we thought we'd talk a little bit about business today because there's a lot of stuff going on, a lot of potential changes that are going to affect you and your business.
There really are, Ed, and a lot of it comes down to what we're doing as business owners and the decisions we're making on a daily basis that are going to set us up for success next week, next month, next year even. And some of that has to do with what are we doing with all the information that we have right now, the customers that we have right now, the traffic on our website right now. Where is it all going? Talk to us, Ed, about what systems we have available and how they can really integrate into sometimes doubling your profit in a month by retargeting past clients.
Let me start, Chris, by saying an old phrase that I heard from multiple marketing and salespeople is the money's in the list, the money's in the list, the money's in the list. And you think you don't have a list, you probably have more of a list than you think. If you have any names, emails, phone numbers collected anywhere, that's a list. Now, it may all be friends and family, or mostly friends and family, but there's a high likelihood it's people with whom you've done business or people that you have met as contacts at various events or what have you. That's the beginning of your list. And Chris, that's just the beginning, because it's what you do with that list that becomes important. Now, I try and avoid acronyms like the plague. And one of them that you'll see tossed around a lot is called CRM. Customer Resource Management is one of the phrases that they use for it. There are other words that are injected in there sometimes, but it's basically the management and what to do with that list. And I'll give an example. A customer resource management system could be something as simple as Aweber or Constant Contact. That would be an example. You get into the more sophisticated areas to where you can take that list and you can have campaigns, entire campaigns for email. You can even do fax campaigns, which most people don't do anymore. You can also embed that with text as well. But a good CRM is vital to your continued growth, even if it's one that is, I'll call it at the bottom end, that's not real sophisticated. This is something that will save you time, and then you can work on the stuff that really makes you money. But there are so many of them out there, it's really, really hard to choose. I looked up, there's a website where you can look these up and how many CRMs there are out there, and I was blown away. There are 800 different ones. And it's real simple to get. And I had somebody that was a prospect that was talking with me, and he said, what about this one? Well, what about that one? What about this one? Well, he was doing the bright, shiny object syndrome. It's much more important, Chris, for you to figure out exactly what you're trying to do with that list. How is it going to help you grow your business? And then find something that fits for you. Another thing you want to ask yourself going in is, do I want to learn this myself? Do I want to work with someone on a regular basis to help me do it? Or I just want to hand over the keys and have somebody do it entirely for me and I work on other stuff? So there's really about 3 different ways you can look at it, Chris.
Right. There's a lot of different tools out there, and some of them are pricey. Some of them do more, do less. At the end of the day, here's what I know. The simple solution right now, if you have absolutely nothing and don't want to spend a lot, if you have a Microsoft account and you have Word, Excel, and you paid for that one-time license fee, go in there and look for the templates and type in CRM template in your Google Drive. And there's actually a bunch of templates that can just do this for you on a very rudimentary level. It does have financial capability. It shows how many invoices you've sent, what the value of the client that has it. So that's a free tool right now that you can download if you have a Google account account,
Mhm.
you can get that with your Google Drive. If you want to take the next step, there's things like ConvertKit that does email management to send mass to lists. There's Infusionsoft, which I know you know more about, Ed, because that's
Yep.
what you use. That's what we use a lot of
Well, and
times,
you
and it
brought up money
works.
too. And money is the more sophisticated systems can take money. They can even generate letters for you using the data
Yep.
that's in your system. They can get very, very sophisticated. I have some clients right now that are, literally collecting money online. And I know that's a big hill for a lot of people to try and climb, but it's actually a smaller hill than you might think. And in this day and age, it's like we still have people that are expecting you to send them checks. It's like, that ship sailed.
Right.
There are way, way, way better ways to do that.
No,
And
there is. And we have some of those relationships with the different platforms.
sure,
Ed, I know you're well versed in Infusionsoft and Memberium, which is a membership based
right.
plugin, I believe, that can be used with WordPress sites. We
Yep.
use WooCommerce, Shopify. These are some of the organizations that or the tools that we use to help our customers get online, get stable business flow and traffic through their websites, and really help organize what they have right now. So there's a lot of different things that you can do. Ed, what are some other email tricks and CRM tools that can be used from your experience
Well,
to help organize things, if that's
Chris,
best way to
you'd
say
have
it?
to wait until after the break for that, and we'll have some more tips, tricks, hacks, and so you got to wait through the break for that. We'll be
Awesome. We'll
right
see
back.
you right back.
Start your day the Hempful way. Hempful Farms is a family-owned and operated hemp business with a full range of products to offer you, your family, and your furry friends. We believe in making a natural alternative product affordable to everyone. All of our organic products are third-party tested and a great alternative to many pharmaceuticals. Visit us online or any of our retail stores to learn more. Start your day the Hempful way. Hempful Farms.
I'm Ed Phillips, and with me today is Chris Lengyel. We are the co-founders of Business YouTube Video, and our show is Business Today. We talked before the break about some tips, tricks, and hacks, and I'll do the old school part because it's something that's important. And if you want to do the new school part, that's fine too. The old school part is there's something called paper and pen, and when you have any idea about anything, write it down. Just grab. I keep these right here. I got them on my desk. I keep little cards. And when something pops into my feeble brain, I just try and jot it down, even if it's a task, whatever. And then you can cobble those together, put them in your CRM if you want, or your own personal calendar. And that is a hack that I use to improve my productivity. But back to the writing it down part. When you write something down, first of all, it tends to cement it in your brain. And also, it helps you think in your subconscious brain. It helps you think more strategically how you would carry out that task and where it might fit somewhere in your physical and even your mental schedule. And you would be surprised how much easier things flow in your given day. A lot of people have the habit of spending a few minutes in the evening, maybe 10 minutes, just to kind of line out their day, check their calendar for tomorrow, make sure that they've got the right things, maybe even sitting on their desk for the next day. It's just a little quick tip that I find it helps out a lot. But when you do put something on paper, and it doesn't have to be paper. I mean, I was kidding about the old school. It can be in your phone. It can be in a tasking program that you have with maybe your calendar or what have you. But it helps so tremendously to get your focus immediately on the day and not on the kiddie videos or games or something else that it's so easy to get distracted. There are a billion distractions. I mean, I have some rules in my office that are self-imposed, and I work out of my home office. One of them is although my wife will turn on the TV in the morning, after a certain time, the TV does not go on during the day. I know that sounds silly and crazy, but it just doesn't, because that is that distraction that's in the other part of the house that is there. Another thing is I will always try and get my refreshment, which in my case is iced tea, have that sitting on my desk so I don't have to keep getting up Now, of course, you do have to make bathroom trips. That's true, but you want to stay hydrated, because when you're at your best, that is really when you can be the most efficient. All right, Chris, that was my turn. Now
you bring up a lot of different good personal strategies that can come into play with how you're executing your business decisions. And I have structured workflow just like that at home. And a CRM and some of these digital tools that we talk about, they're really that structure and organization that you need to manage your workflow processes. So there's a lot of different tools out there, specifically for CRM. And if you have a client list that you're building and you already have it, you're going to want to get all of those uploaded into a ConvertKit, into Infusionsoft, into email subscriber plugin on your website or WordPress. There's 1,000 different apps. Find one that works for you. Find one that's easy.
Even before you decide on one, so you're not overwhelmed, really make that list of those things that you want to accomplish with a CRM. And when you start to look around at the different CRMs, you'll get other ideas, I'm sure. One of them is, it could be something as simple. I know this is silly. You may have a group of friends that you contact with regularly. Maybe you have a dinner party that you get together 4 or 5. Anything that you do more than a few times, you can automate. Now, there are people, Chris, and we know this because we have met them, that once you say organize and in structure, they go, I happen to be married to one.
Right.
It's if that scares you, please think about having someone help you do it, as opposed to being buried and not doing it yourself. It will pay you back. Even if and when you have to pay somebody to do it, it will pay dividends that you almost can't measure in terms of how much more efficient you are. And again, the bottom line here is you want to have more clients, more customers, and earn more money.
Right. No, it's at the end of the day, you have to do something. And like I say, with a lot of the clients that I work with, I don't care if you hire me. I don't care if you choose to do it my way. Yep. I just care that you do it a way. The point is to do something, get the information solidified into an organized system. So that way you can make calculated decisions and you're going to see that business growth. You know, before we get too much farther in today's interview, because we are running out of time today, I want to mention to anyone that's watching this, if you find value in what we're talking about today, head to businessYouTubeVideo.com, fill out a free 30-minute consultation form, and we'll sit down and be able to give you these links and all the information that we're talking about in this video. We'd love to have that conversation. If you're in the Phoenix area, we can even meet in person. I know the coronavirus is going on. I like meeting in person and trying to be safe. So if you're comfortable with that, we can meet in person on Zoom or over the phone. So Ed, what else do you have today for some tips for these business owners?
One other thing, and I've run across this a bit. This is a little tougher one, Chris, so you may have to bail me out here. But there's no easy button. Now, there is a button that is more of a convenience button. If you set up the right things in your business, it will make it easier, but there's not a button you can push and things magically happen. It does take planning. This is why there are so many business failures, is because you go in with that great idea and all of a sudden you find out that it's like you just don't have any systems in place to execute that idea. So there's no easy button. That's one thing. And another thing too is at the beginning, especially if you're starting in business, in fact, if you're starting in business, what you're offering, product, service, whatever that happens to be, does somebody really want it? I don't know, that sounds like really basic. And well, but I love it. Well, I'm glad you love it, but will other people love it? I mean, the beautiful story, Chris, I hear these stories about how someone has come up with let's say it's a food product and all the neighbors and friends like it, and then they decide to go on to the next step, which is to manufacture enough of it to sell it. That's wonderful. But do remember that as you grow, there are going to be, I'm not going to call them growing pains, I'm going to call them growth challenges. That for example, if you start packaging something for sale that's a food item, you're going to have that done in a professional kitchen. That's just one example. You can't be doing that when you scale up out of your home kitchen anymore, because you're going to ultimately have some people from the county knocking on your door saying, I understand you're selling XYZ product. Whoops. And you don't want to do that. And another one, Chris, I'll wrap up with this. always pay your taxes. Really, don't worry the rest of your life about the IRS coming. Don't worry about that either.
No, there's a lot of different things that we have to be careful of. I know some of the clients we've worked with salsa products and a nonprofit recently that's going to be introducing a hot dog cart to the community to kind of build employment options. These are things in basic business tasks that have to be handled. If you want to grow and scale your business, it has to be organized. It has to be by the book. And we have the tools and resources to help you at businessYouTubeVideo.com. So that's all I got today. My name is Chris Lengyel.
And I'm Ed Phillips. Thank you so much for being with us on Business Today. We'd hope you'll come back and join us again.